To this first video on Google Keep, which is personally my very favorite Google app. Now, it hasn't been around as long as Gmail or Google Docs or Google Classroom, but it's a super helpful checklist sharing and goal setting app that you can do a ton of super awesome stuff with. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the basics. So first of all, to get to Google Keep, you're going to get to the Google landing page here. You're going to click on the waffle, and you're going to scroll down until you see something that looks kind of like a Post-it note with a light bulb on it. That's your Google Keep. And it's kind of like your own personal filing cabinet for all sorts of cool stuff. Now you can see I've already got some notes in here for myself about some stuff that I have to get done. And it gives you just a kind of an idea of some of the stuff that you can do. So for example, you can create a personal checklist for yourself. You can create a reminder about homework assignments. Now this right here is actually going to be a shared checklist that I can share with people in my class so that as we complete parts of a shared assignment, we can check them off in real time. And I've got a big old thing here to remind me about hockey practice. So there's some pretty cool stuff in this. What I want to do really quickly is show you just a couple basic features before we get into some of the more detailed stuff. One thing is that all of your notes that you create, the way to create a note is very simple. You just kind of go up here to the Take Notes section. You can title it, in that case, Play Practice Reminder. You can type in what you want it to say, and then you just hit close, and boom. There it is right there. And you can see that everything kind of moved around. Now, this can get kind of frustrating, especially if I really need to remember about hockey practice. I want to make sure that I see this. So one thing that I can do to ensure that I see it in this kind of sea of white notes is I can go down here to the Change Color button, and I can make it a color, like maybe yellow, because now it really stands out. And maybe I want to do this with something that I can do with this is make one note stand out, or I can take all notes related to getting my homework done, and I can color them the same color, maybe in this case green. So I know that all my green notes have to do with homework and my yellow notes have to do with extracurricular things that I need to do. It's pretty cool. Another thing that I can do is if I want this to stay in one place, because every time I add a note, you'll see that things move around, I can go ahead and I can pin this and it stays at the top. So even if I add another note, hockey practice stays here at the top, and that's really helpful too. Now, you can also get rid of notes pretty easily by going down to the More buttons. Those are the three dots that mean more options. Click it and then hit Delete. And it'll get rid of any notes that you don't want. So those are just some really quick basics about how to turn this thing right here into a really helpful note-taking and goal-setting reminder type app for yourself.